Well, time for one more discussion. Yeah, no, pretty soon, right? Well, I. mhm. Okay, I need to talk about this because I have been seeing this so much lately, even from people I know, and it is bugging the crap out of me. And I think it's one reason that a lot of times internet has actually hurt entertainment in terms of the social aspect. And that's because there are these people who build up walls around whatever it is they like, and they defend it with a certain level of argument that, while it's frankly invalid and completely stupid as all hell, they will stand by it religiously. And that is, more or less, if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you didn't like it, don't comment. If you don't like this, what are you even doing here? Why are you here? Why are you talking about this if you don't like it? Why are that? Okay. Now the reason being, see, the point of criticism of anything is you are supposed to find out what it is that is wrong with your product, whether it's something you made or a painting, a drawing, a song, a movie, a TV show, comic book, what have you. And you are supposed to, well, first of all, you got to look at it for validity. Yes, there are some complaints that are frankly nitpicky and not necessarily valid. But when someone lays it down, valid reasons not to like something, or valid reasons why something isn't, up to snuff, and you go ahead and say, if you don't like it, don't watch it, and then you act like that's the final statement. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Now go away. Goodbye. Why? Are you somehow suggesting that this is about criticism? Are we somehow thinking that anyone who doesn't like everything about what we like is a mindless hater? No. I have to admit, though, there are some things that really I don't know if they can ever get fixed. I But that's still the point of criticism. And if someone would ever wake up and listen to these criticisms, well, then they might potentially fix something. Um, and then you have the people who just, they don't offer any kind of criticisms. They don't offer any kind of, reasons why this is bad. They just say it's bad and it needs to die. Or they'll come up with reasons why it was bad that aren't even in there. And I mean, like, I'm not talking about misunderstanding what's in there or anything like that. I mean, they will literally make stuff up that happened that didn't happen. But I've also seen that happen for people who want to defend something. It doesn't happen. It visibly does not happen. But they'll say it happened just because that way this doesn't, seem like such an, doesn't seem like such a BS move. And there you go. Your whole spill. There's a huge problem with that, and that's the fact that, first of all, it's not something that's in the actual series. Second of all, what's going to happen if your explanation is later than undone? See, they don't go back and say, "Oh, I was wrong about this, so now it doesn't make sense." No, they hold on to that explanation, even if it doesn't make sense, and then they apply a new one here to fill this, even if this still contradicts that. But since each one is supposedly patched on its own, well, there's no problem in their eyes. We run into this a lot in a lot of series. But this notion that somehow people are, above criticism, and I've noticed it, even among, famous circles, there are people who now think that they're above criticism. The guy who directed the Elm Street remake, for example, people didn't like it and they gave negative feedback. And what's he do? He sits there and snaps and says they need to get out of their mom's basements, get some sunlight, get a girlfriend, and get a life. It's like it's something that's becoming prevalent. There are certain directors who think they're above criticism too. There are certain people who think they're above criticism. There are certain people where if you go after them, all of a sudden, for any reason, you suddenly hate them now. You have this unbridled disgust for them or something, or what have you. Or then there's the another version of this that I love is the whole, well, X number of years ago everyone liked this, so I don't know why everyone. there's a lot of factors that can attribute to that. First of all, it can be the fact that a movie was okay when it came out, but it didn't age well, and so now it's visibly, not good. Standards have changed. It can be that you liked something when you were a kid and you thought it was awesome, but when you're older and you see it, you can see there are flaws. It can be a lot of things, but this notion that somehow you're not allowed to criticize and you're not allowed to comment on something just because you know you don't like it, that's ridiculous. And then the penultimate fanboy defense, and this one's one of my personal favorites. If you think it's so bad, let's see you do better. Let me put it to you this way. My ability to play basketball may not be on a professional level. Okay, it may not even be on a college level. Heck, I might only barely make the high school team, if even. But if I can see that somebody who misses, 30 baskets in one game is a bad player, and I say they're a bad player, just because I can't necessarily do any better doesn't mean that, they're not a bad player. Just because I don't necessarily have the skill to be a director doesn't mean that, I can't tell that a story is bad or a movie is bad. That's like giving someone a camera and saying, okay, you know what, you make a better movie than Uwe Boll, and then you can say Uwe Boll movies are bad. No, those are bad. And it's this whole let's see you do better, and then the whole they put a lot of work in. You know who puts a lot of work into his movies? Michael Bay. Does that make them less stupid and childish and really not good for anything other than mindless entertainment? No, it doesn't. You know who else puts a lot of work into his movies? M. Night Shyamalan. Does that mean that they don't have that they necessarily have a whole crap load of rewatch value and once the twist is done, once the twist is done in an M. Night Shyamalan movie, even the good ones, the movie doesn't have a whole lot of rewatch value because you know it's coming. It's enjoyable if you take a break from it and then come back to it again. Yeah, sure. But, right off the bat, it's not like a movie where you're going to be able to pop it in and watch it again and again and again, per se. Which is, I think, a commercial flaw with his style, but in terms of directing, I actually like it a lot. That's beside the point, though. The point is, he puts a lot of effort into that, but a lot of people still don't like what he does. It's not for everyone. Does that mean that they're never allowed to say that he did anything wrong? No. You know what? He put a lot of effort into making The Village, but you know what? In the end, the twist in that movie was stupid. He put a lot of effort into The Happening. That whole movie was stupid. That doesn't mean. Sometimes you try and you fail, but just putting effort into something doesn't exclude you from criticism either. And I just can't help but wonder why do people do this? Shouldn't we be wanting this stuff to get better? Isn't this what helps us improve? Knowing that we screwed up here and we tripped and we need to fix this? I guess not. Yeah. It just frustrates the living crap out of me whenever you lay down anything resembling a legitimate criticism and they pretend it doesn't count. It just, why? Because you don't like it, so your criticism doesn't count. No, seriously. Unless you sit there and fake I still like it, but I think this, then they'll listen to you. But if you say no, I don't like it because of this, it's invalid automatically because you're just a hater now. Seriously, there was a time when if people by and large didn't like you, it usually meant you had a personality defect. Now it's if people by and large don't like you, it's not cause for any sort of introspection or self-reflection. It just means that they're haters and jealous. And you hear that a lot. It's actually it was actually openly joked about on that '70s show too. But you know, I remember seeing it there, and then it hits me that we actually do that, you know. And it's just, I don't know why. I really don't know how this happened, but it's definitely not healthy. Um, Not healthy for the industry, not healthy for us as consumers, nothing. So, problem is, in the end, when all's said and done, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Well, anyways, just wanted to get that off my chest for tonight. And I will probably be back on Monday because if I have some stuff in the mail, yeah, I'm more or less getting my Christmas presents early this year. Turns out I did actually get some this year. Hooray. But, you know, I'll show them off to you guys. Unless, do you want me to wait until Christmas to show my Christmas stuff? Up to you. I'm actually going to let you guys pick. You know, legit, I will let you pick. If you guys want to wait and make it feel more Christmassy that way, whatever. There is one thing, though, that I am going to show because I actually bought that and it wasn't Christmas, you know, so. But anyways, yeah. I will see you guys again on Monday unless something else comes up in the meantime. So, see ya.